welcome to today's video. So, it's been a few days, so it's a weight update. You're going to hear YouTube in the background. Maggie's watching YouTube on my phone. So weighed myself this morning, empty stomach, all that jazz, and 12 stone, 13 pounds. So that is in 2 weeks, a loss of 2.5 pounds a week, so about 4.5, about 4.5 pounds in total in 2 weeks. So I'm chuffed with that. I can see the differences as well, like I feel a lot more lean around my midsection, which is kind of what my target was, to just reduce a little bit of body fat around my hips and around my waist and stuff, and just be able to see a slightly more visible six-pack. So yeah, chuffed with that, and that's just from paying more attention to calories, consistently tracking in MyFitnessPal, hitting a calorie target daily, some days being a little bit lower and then slightly higher at the weekends, but in general roughly every day sticking around the same calorie target. So I'm happy with that, because I don't really feel like I'm necessarily on a really strict diet. I just feel like I've tidied up my diet a little bit and I feel a lot better for it. So let's crack on with today's video. Okay, so today is cardio day. So normally I try and run a couple of times a week or do something on the rower extensively a couple of times a week. Now, because it's winter and also because I've got Maggie today, it's just me and her at home, so it's easier to go on the rower. I'm probably not going to get time to get out for a run today. It's also freezing outside, so it's just more comfortable to do it in here on the rower. So today's rower workout, we're doing 1,000, 800, 600, 400, 200 meters. Okay, so intervals, and then in between that we're going to throw in a little bit of core work as well. So that's who are you on the phone to? Mom. Oh. Hello. So that's the first 1,000 done. That's the hardest bit done. And the reason it's quite good doing it like this is because although you get more tired as you go along, you have less to do as you go along, because you're gradually decreasing in the distance. But I think it's important to incorporate more stuff like this. You know, if you want to build muscle, if you want to look good, if you want to get stronger, that's awesome. But you've also got to think about your fitness as well, your lungs, your heart health, all that stuff at the same point. And it's no good looking good, but you can't do anything with that body. You know, you go and try and run a little bit and you're absolutely knackered. You want it to look good, perform well, be as fit and healthy as possible. And that's why around your strength training, bodybuilding, whatever your sort of training style you're doing, functional stuff, always try and incorporate some longer, steady state kind of cardio stuff, just to train yourself from a different way. One, it's gonna aid in you getting in shape, but two, like I said, it's gonna make you fitter and healthier at the same time. Whoa! That is some core strength. Core, blimey! Look at that strength! Well, hey, well done, darling. Okay. So, cardio workout done, and what I want to talk about in today's video was something that I saw on this morning, and a lot of people have posted about it on social media, and it was this woman who is a GP, I believe, but calls herself the Fat Doctor, and it's an interesting interview because she has some good points, but also there's some things which I think you're portraying the wrong message.
Now then, after a university professor suggested children needed more overweight heroes like rotund schoolboy Billy Bunter, we are asking if children really do need larger fictional characters to look up to.
Basically, she wants there to kind of be more fat heroes and superheroes and things for kids to look up to. And like, I'm all for kids should have a variety of different idols, people they look up to, and it shouldn't necessarily matter about how they look, you know, their race, their weight, you know, anything like that shouldn't really matter to, and shouldn't make a difference whether the kid should be able to look up to that person, okay? And but there's some things that she mentions throughout this interview that I don't agree with, because I believe it's also portraying the wrong message. One of the things I will also say about this as well, so I've got it here, so I'll be sort of looking down and watching it. One of the things I will also say about this is that I'm not hugely keen on this morning's weight loss expert guy, because I think there's like a few, and I understand why they've got him on there. He's entertaining, he's very vocal, very like flamboyant and all that kind of stuff, which makes good TV. But I just think his ways are a little bit arrogant and maybe a little bit nasty, and he pulls funny faces and stuff, and he's like, hold on a minute, this isn't the solution either, you know. Don't make someone feel stupid for having this opinion about something, even though it might be a stupid opinion. This person believes it for a particular reason or whatever reason, but you still shouldn't belittle them or make them look like a fool because of that either, I don't think.
He said that children should be taught in schools about the larger children's fictional characters because children need fat heroes. He said that leading characters in modern children's literature, such as boy wizard Harry Potter and teenage spy Alex Rider, tend to be overly successful. It's interesting, Natasha, because when you sort of look back to that character in particular, there was a lot of fat shaming around that character. He was called Fat Owl, Fat Head. But despite all of this, you believe that things like this should be on the curriculum?
Absolutely, because I think what we'll be able to do is open up a conversation about weight stigma and about fat shaming. I truly believe that children need as diverse a range of characters in books and to look up to as possible. And you know, weight stigma is something that affects us from childhood and carries on all the way through our lives. It affects all sorts of things. Our wages, people who are overweight tend to have a lower wage, they tend to have fewer career opportunities, they have poorer access to healthcare. So, you know, the kind of things that you experience when you're a child can carry you through for the rest of your life. So I think it's a fantastic thing to not only have, you know, a kind of a larger character for children to look up to and to read about at school, but also to start talking about body diversity and how it's so important for people to realise that everybody is a good body.
Now, I agree with her. Like, I don't agree with fat shaming whatsoever, and like there should be a conversation around it. If kids feel like they are maybe bullied or tormented for their weight, then they should be able to come forward and they should be able to talk about it, and there shouldn't be so much of a stigma around it. Like, if a child is fat or overweight, they shouldn't get bullied because of it. Like, that's something that needs to change. And I agree with that as well. If you're somebody that has had weight problems as a child, that stuff is going to carry through into your adulthood, whether it's the torment that you got as a child for being overweight and bullied and stuff. Obviously, that's going to carry over into your adult life, and that is something that needs addressing and needs to change, and less job opportunities and all that kind of stuff as well. And again, that sort of thing needs to stop. You shouldn't. There's going to be certain job roles where you have to be at a particular weight, you have to be at a particular fitness to be able to do that job. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You know, if you're joining the military, if you're joining the police force, all of those, they're fire brigade, I presume, they're all things where you have to hit a particular fitness to be able to do that job. So fitness and weight kind of can tie hand in hand sometimes. So if someone's massively overweight, they're not going to be able to do that job very well, where it's dependent on you to basically save other people's lives. So, but in terms of when it comes to applying for a job in an office, your image shouldn't affect whether you get that job or not. If your physical capabilities can do the job, then your image shouldn't make any difference whatsoever as to whether you get that job.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting topic, isn't it? This idea that weight loss is a good thing. Actually, most of the evidence out there shows that weight loss is actually not good for our health. In fact, if you want to pretty much guarantee that you're going to be heavier 5 years from now, the best thing that you can do is go on a diet, because that's actually the greatest predictor of weight gain, is going on a diet. The weight loss industry is going to try and convince you that I'm wrong, because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that actually most people, when they go on a diet, actually end up gaining weight over 5 years. So in the first year, absolutely, you can lose weight, but within 5 years, you tend to gain it back again. And that's how the weight loss industry operates. That's where they make their money, because you lose weight and then you gain it back, and then you have to go to another weight loss program.
Well, I think you've lit the blue touch paper as far as Steve is concerned. All right, Steve, you've heard what Natasha has to say. It sounds like there's no point trying to lose weight anyway, because it won't happen.
Well, there's a couple of things, right? So the first one, with characters and heroes of any size, shape, colour, creed, nationality, gender, whatever. Of course, it's important to celebrate diversity. I agree with that. What I'm not in favour of is to glorify obesity to children as a normal way of being. Now, because that is obviously dangerous. What I'm kind of concerned about, and I'm sort of kind of confused, is we have a doctor that's telling the nation today that actually you don't need to lose weight and you can be healthy. Now, that really concerns me, because of all the obvious things that we know being too fat, obese, leads to. We also know in the current situation that obesity, I've got the figures actually, where are they? I've got the figures. Obesity, if you get COVID, you are much more likely to be hospitalized if you are obese, and you are much more likely to die if you're on a ventilator in hospital with COVID.
Now, that's a bit of a stupid comment, and to put that live on TV is a bit of a stupid comment. Weight loss is not good for our health. Now, the majority of the time, losing some weight is going to be good for your health, and to portray that message that it's not good for your health, it's a little bit stupid. Now, I agree with acceptance, all that kind of stuff. People can be who they want to be. If someone prefers to be more overweight and in a larger body, that's down to them. That's their prerogative. It's no one else's no one else has the right to judge them for that. That's completely up to them what they want to do. But to say that weight loss isn't healthy, a lot of people do gain weight after going on diets. They do rebound and regain weight, but I don't 100% agree with that either. There's a problem in the weight loss industry with people regaining weight because people are doing crappy things. They're following quick fixes. They're looking for the ideal. They're looking for the quick fixes, and then they're unsustainable. They have some rapid weight loss, don't learn how to maintain that weight loss, don't learn how to change their lifestyle and their habits and all the things that actually matter to get a long-term weight loss and lifestyle change, and then these people rebound. Now, there is an argument there, depending on where these studies have come from, that potentially the people that they are studying for this are avid yo-yo dieters. Therefore, the diet approaches that they are following are always going to lead to them regaining the weight they lost and some more, because they're constantly looking for those quick fixes and they're not actually looking to change their lifestyle. Most people want something that they can get a quick result where they don't really have to change who they are as much as possible. Now, I might have to restrict this thing for a while. I might have to go on this juice cleanse and completely eliminate all this stuff for a while, but I don't want to change who I am or what I do to make long-term changes. And that's a lot of the time where the problem comes into play, is that some, you know, depending on where these studies have come from, they've probably come from people who are avid yo-yo dieters.
You tend to gain it back again, and that's how the weight loss industry operates. That's where they make their money, because you lose weight and then you gain it back and then you have to go to another weight loss.
Now, yes, there are some business models that probably work like that. You could argue that slimming clubs, maybe that's how they work. They want you to lose weight, then they want you to regain it, then they want you to come back to them because that's how you saw that you lost weight last time. Maybe that's their approach of retaining business. But to put the whole industry like that, I mean, I don't think there'd be any personal trainers or fitness professionals that I've ever worked with that would be like, right, I'm going to help this guy change his lifestyle, lose weight, get in great shape. Now I want him to leave me, and I hope it all goes tits up. I hope it goes horribly wrong for him because I want him back. That's not how ethical people within the fitness industry work. Like, if a client comes to me, I want to help them solve their problem, and I want to send them on their way, and I want them to carry on living that lifestyle, happier, healthier, and maintain all of that. Because if I've done that really well anyway, I'm not concerned about them coming back as a client, because actually they've spoken to lots of people, they've told friends, they've talked to people, and then them people are going to come to me for help anyway. They are a walking advertisement of me doing a good job. So I don't need for someone to go away, regain weight, and to come back to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people do end up coming back to you because they've certain things have happened within their lifestyle. They've had a tough couple of years at work. They've had a tough personal life and they've gone backwards a little bit. And actually they enjoyed spending time with you. They enjoyed working with you and they want your help again. But to say that that's how the fitness industry works as a whole, or the diet industry,
You've lit the blue touch paper as far as Steve is concerned. All right, Steve, you've heard what Natasha has to say. It sounds like there's no point trying to lose weight anyway because it won't happen.
Well, there's a couple of things, right?
That's the thing there that he just said. Sounds like she's saying there's no point in trying to lose weight anyway because it's not going to happen. And this is the problem. This is the problem with people like this lady and, being this kind of like anti-diet culture, is that you are telling people to basically not bother trying because it's never going to work. When actually it does work. These people just have to find the right approach. It's got nothing to do with not working, and you shouldn't be encouraging people just give up, stay as you are. Some people don't want to stay as they are. Some people are very happy in their body. They're very comfortable the way they are. Other people aren't. Other people want to change. Other people want help. So putting out a message which suggests that no matter what you do, you're always going to end up back at square one is not helping those people that want to change. This is what I'm saying, and this is the point I agree with the other guy, is that it's okay to tell people that it's okay to live how you want to live, and kids should have all these different people that they look up to, but we shouldn't glorify being overweight either. And it should be, educating these people on how to be healthy, educating them on the right foods to eat, why they should be healthy, what the potential causes of obesity lead to. And obviously going through the pandemic that we're going through at the moment, then we know, like he said, that people who are more obese or have diabetes or underlying health conditions, heart problems, all those kind of things, are more likely to be hospitalised with COVID.
What you have to appreciate is that health is a privilege that you're born into. It is not an achievement from losing weight by diet and exercise. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to explain that. So basically, what all of the evidence shows is that when you're born into an affluent home, when you're born white, when you're born male, when you're born able-bodied, when you're born cisgender or heterosexual, all of those things mean that you are more privileged and your health will automatically be better, irrespective of your weight. And that's unfortunately difficult for people like Steve, because of course Steve likes to blame the individual and say that weight loss is something that we can do, but we actually have all the data to show that it's not something. And we've also got the data to show.
Don't both talk at the same time, because it's even harder.
See, this is the other thing I really don't agree with, is that she's saying that health is a privilege that you're born into. So now the message you're portraying here is that people that aren't privileged, children that aren't privileged, you may as well give up trying to seek being healthier because you aren't a privileged child. So give up on it and then just be overweight, be unhealthy because you're not privileged. You're basically stopping these people from wanting to make these changes. Like, how you can't see that this is what you're portraying in your message, I just don't understand. There are, people who are maybe more educated, more wealthy, are going to have more access to these things, and they're going to have more access to the right education, access to the right quality of food, access to the right, being able to do out of school curriculum and sports and all these kinds of things. However, you then shouldn't just say because someone comes from a less privileged background that, you may as well just give up. So what do I think is the kind of solution? I think instead of having this woman's mindset which is very negative, very fixed, very, you're overweight, kind of like, suck it up, that's how you were born, and maybe we should just wipe it under the carpet and shouldn't talk about it. Instead of having that mindset, why don't they come up with a better solution? If current diet approaches don't work, why don't they come up with a better solution? And also, for the less privileged people, offer them more support so they get more support and more help. So then they don't feel like they've been dealt the bad card. They're getting more help than more privileged people. I think it's definitely, you look at things like type 2 diabetes, the majority of people who have type 2 diabetes are overweight. And then if those people lose weight, they reverse their diabetes. Now we know that type 2 diabetes, there's a lot of long-term health problems because of that. These things aren't really a coincidence. And the problem is, we live in a world where food is very accessible, very sedentary lifestyles, lots of mixed messages around dieting. So, for someone to regain weight over a period of 5 years is very likely going to happen unless, like I said, people stop looking for quick fixes, which you can't blame them because they want to sort this problem out straight away. They want to sort it out as fast as possible. And where we live in a world where you get access to things very quickly and very conveniently nowadays, people don't want to wait. So it's no wonder that these people look for these quick fixes, they get some kind of result, and then in 6 months, a year, 5 years' time, they're still fighting that weight loss battle. Is because they haven't maybe seeked out guidance and help from the right people, but also they haven't realised that you have to change who you are as a person, your lifestyle habits and all of those things, and it's something you have to constantly be working on and mindful of, especially in this day and age where everything is almost set up against you. We drive everywhere. We work a lot more from computers and desks and phones. Food is very accessible nowadays. Processed food is very cheap. The government give you 50% off it when there's a pandemic. They close all the gyms when there's a pandemic. It's no wonder that people are finding it very difficult to maintain weight loss in this day and age, but it is not impossible. It is achievable with the right guidance and the right support. And that message I don't agree with, because it's almost telling people to suck it up and give up, and then we just shouldn't talk about weight as a health thing or anything like that. And I agree that weight isn't the only way to measure someone's fitness and health. BMI isn't the greatest way of doing that anyway. If we were looking at other things like people's general fitness, and maybe we should be encouraging people to exercise more and all of those things, then it would make a better difference and a more positive impact. So there's my opinion on that. Write down in the comments, let me know what you think. Apart from that, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because today I even blow dried my beard for you guys. Look, blow dried it, it's straighter. You know, I did that especially for you guys in the video, and if you don't subscribe to the channel, then, you know, it just makes me wonder why I even bother blow drying my beard.
Daddy.
Hello, darling. Oh, you gonna say goodbye to everybody up here? Bye.
Bye.
Say see you in the next one. Say see you in the next one.
Mama.
Mama. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next one.